I was kind of on mute, so if you could kind of remind viewers a little bit about Meaghan, too.
Meaghan?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Hi, welcome to Girl Bosses Unplugged. I'm so excited to have you on today, and thank you. Do you want to introduce your friend, your partner?
Yes, this is my employee. This is Gwendolyn Faith, and she is 2.5. And she is one of the motivations for me to become a coach in the first place. So it was after her birth that I found Beachbody. So I have her to thank. She's putting chapstick on me. Thank you.
Oh, she's such a great helper. So you signed up to be a coach 3 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah. It was June of 14.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your life, Meaghan.
Well, as you can see, it's very busy. I have 3 children. I have 2 older boys. Sam is 8 and Charlie is 6. And then I have Gwen here. She surprised us with her presence. And I'm a mom of 3. I work per diem as a nurse practitioner at University of Maryland, downtown Baltimore. I work nights, so that pretty much implies why I get most of my work done at night, because I'm a night shift nurse practitioner. And so yeah, I seem to thrive. My brain seems to turn on more when it's at night, because I don't have this distraction constantly or other distractions going on with screaming kids. So yeah, so I do that. I'm a wife. I've been married since 2003. So what is that, 13 years? And yeah, I live in Maryland, and I was born and raised here. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Oh. And I became a coach, thank you, in June of 2014. I used to be a runner. I was a marathon runner. I ran in high school. I just loved running. I loved the way it made me feel, and I didn't think anything else could do for me what running could do, you know, in terms of self-esteem and, you know, it just emotionally just feeling good about myself. Don't put it on the screen. And then when I had Gwen in January of 14, no, don't touch that, because that's holding my phone. Running just wasn't doing it for me. You know, with 3 kids, I just couldn't go out for a run. And so I started doing Insanity, and I fell in love with it. And then I started getting results. And then from there, I was like, gosh, you know, I could really help to inspire other postpartum moms, specifically those with postpartum depression. So that became my brand, and the rest is history. Yeah, so that Insanity really was a game changer for me. Me and Sean, he's my absolute most favorite man in the whole world. Well, besides my husband, of course, and my father, but still, yes. Sean is
That's awesome. I know Insanity is the program I signed up to be a coach with, because I had to have that program and refused to pay full price for it. And I know at the same time Hillary was doing Insanity, so
Yeah, that was like, you know, when I got to my goal after losing 70 pounds, Insanity was like my brain challenge, you know, like, and then it was like the mental of saying, wow, if I can do this, you know, it's one of those, I can keep going and keep doing anything. And, you know, just like how you can transform yourself, and every program, you know, just gives you something different. And, you know, you're never bored, thank goodness for Beachbody, and it keeps you on your toes. But, you know, it's great to see like another mom, and, you know, Charity and I, like she said, like both of our little ones are not so little anymore. But I remember, you know, growing that business at, you know, the times when the kids were sleeping, and, you know, when you were exhausted. And, you know, I think that's what a lot of people sometimes, you know, forget, and they make excuses about. So, you know, I know Gary Vee talks about it a lot of times. So if you want something, you have to find the time to do it. And, you know, I know that's got to be not always easy if you're working nights and, you know, doing, you know, nursing and coming home, and that's probably sometimes the last thing that you want to do, I'm sure. And you probably have those days where you want to give up, but the fact that you're growing and you're doing it, you know, maybe you could share like a little bit of that, you know, with us too.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, I do love Gary Vee. I really believe in his mantra about hustle and really no excuses and execute. I love his, he doesn't sugarcoat things, and really, if you want it, you're going to make it happen. If you don't want it, you're going to make excuses as to why you can't, and you're not going to end up succeeding. So I think a really big part of, I think I'm just kind of wired that way. I like to really work hard at what I do, and then when I set my mind to something, I give 100%. And it's just with anything. I mean, it's with undergrad or with graduate school, I just always tried to be the best, or do the best that I could. And there's part of that kind of is still embedded in me. But also, when my son Charlie, my second son, was born, he was born very early, 12 weeks early. And so he was in the NICU for 10 weeks and then came home, caught a cold from my son Sam, and ended up not breathing at home. And so when something like that happens, you learn that sometimes perfection can't always be met, but that if you try really hard and you just keep persevering, that you can at least say at the end of the day that you gave all you did. And so what I try to tell myself is I have a lot of, non-negotiables, things that I have to do every day. And that, I guess, would be part of my power. I don't really have a power hour per se. I have like what I would call a power portion, where I just do portions here and there, because I have this, I can't sit at a computer during the day. So if I have to get on my desktop, it's going to be at night while everyone's asleep. And, but there are the non-negotiables that I can do mostly on my phone, which is where, like, I would say 99% of my business is on my phone, where, I always invite every single day. I have certain people that I check in on every single day. And then I have certain follow-ups that I have to do. And, there are times when I wake up, because I will get her to bed, and my husband will get my two sons to bed. And I sleep from 9 to maybe 11 or 12 midnight. And then I wake up and I work from midnight to 4 or midnight to 3. And then I'll go back to bed again, and then I wake up at 7. So I have that 3 or 4 hour block of time. I know this is boring. You don't even need to.
That's great.
I'll have that 3 or 4 hour block of time that I try to get as much in as I possibly can. And so really it's just trying to balance it all, which is very hard when someone's sick. Like, she just was sick over the weekend, so I feel like I'm backlogged. But if I do my non-negotiables, hitting SC10 at least, inviting at least 2 people a day, my follow-ups, team training, that sort of thing, then at least I can go to bed knowing that I did the best that I could given the situation, and then just move on. Oh, and working out, non-negotiable, 6 days a week. I always have to push play and shake out every day. That's the non-negotiable. So.
Well, and that is what really impresses me, is that so many people in our business, in any kind of business, they say, they sign up, they have these huge goals, and they're like, oh, I have no time. Oh, and they give in to the excuses. And what I really love about you, one of the many things I love about you, Meaghan, is that you don't make excuses. Like, you sleep for 4 hours every day? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I sleep from 9 to midnight, so that's 3, and then I wake up, and then I sleep from 4 to 7, so it's really 6 hours, but it's broken up. Yeah. But on the weekends, every Saturday, I will take off. That's my rest day. So I end up sleeping in, and I don't get up and do that 4 hour block. I try to, when I work Friday nights, I do work Friday nights at the hospital, and then I actually try to get some work done there. It's fragmented, but it's piecemeal. If things are stable, then I have a second to do whatever, or just work related, but at the hospital. So it's I think it just depends on the type of coach that you want to be. I know that some people see it as a hobby, and then those are where the excuses come in, and that's fine, and that works for them. But for me, I just, ever since day one, I wanted to make this a business. I wanted to build a team. I wanted other women, my tribe. I wanted a tribe of women who believed in what I believed in and were willing to give it all. And, I have a lot of discount coaches on my team. I have a lot of hobby coaches on my team, and I have a lot of respect for them. But it takes all kinds to make the team, right? So I know, and I love my business builders. I know who they are. We work very closely together. And so it's really that whole community of people that make up my tribe. So they're all important, and I couldn't do it without them. I do all of this for my team, and I do all of this for, ultimately my family, so that I can prove to my husband that this is worth it. I can prove to him that all of this time that I've sacrificed and all of this that I've done was worth it, because this is, I want to build this as an empire. So that's what keeps me driving forward, among other things.
Well, it's good. I mean, I think that you said something that Charity and I have talked about, people always want to say, like, so what are your work hours? And yeah, I have set times that I do things, but, being a mom and being busy and the way life happens and the way this business works, being that we're on social media, having your phone, it takes away those excuses. When you have, like you said, when you have a second to check in, or you have a second to do these things, and you never stop doing, it allows you to never stop doing those vital things, because it's easy, and I guarantee you're not sitting there scrolling on Facebook within those limited amount of times looking at people's pictures either.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things you can't do if you're a business builder, is get lost in the feed. I think that, there's no excuses. If I'm at a red light, if I'm at the checkout line at the grocery store, which we just did an hour ago, if I'm on the toilet, I'm on my phone, which can be a bad thing. My husband is like, get off that damn phone. I'm on it a lot, because if I just feel like, okay, I just got to do this one last thing, this one last message, just to say I got, whatever. And it is a balance. There are times when I have to put the phone completely away, because it's too much. And when I spend time with her, I really try to put it away. I'll, put it off in the cabinet, or off to the side where I have it on vibrate, so I can't even hear the ding go off. And I'm like, oh, there's a ding. Someone just sent me a message. I can't figure out what that is. No, I just completely put it away. And, I go through periods where I'm really good at doing that, and then I go through periods where I'm not. So I have to always get grounded and try not to be too excessively on it. But I know that Gary Vee always talks about how he thinks it's not a bad thing. And I'm like, well, I wish my husband believed that.
Well, I mean, it's true, but there's balance, because I think you can't be working 24/7. I mean, it's easy because when it's something you're passionate about and you want to build it and you're driven to reach your goal, it's really hard not to want to, because it doesn't feel like work. And I know you get in that mindset. And I think, you said that too, is that you had the mindset that you wanted to build this from the beginning. And you put those actions into place. Action, it wasn't talk. And you have to be accountable to that. And you have goals of making Success Club 10 and making sure you do your vital behaviors no matter what. And that's the simple, basic rules of accomplishing any goal, fitness, business, whatever it is. And so many people, I know you probably hear it all the time from clients or coaches, and it's so easy for people to believe their own excuses and, give up because they had one day they didn't feel like doing something, and they turn it into a hobby or a maybe. And to be, a girl boss, you can't accept excuses, and you have to get up and work no matter what. And when, and you have to find the balance of saying, okay, this is my time. I'm putting my phone away, I'm being with my children, and I'm doing these things. But then there's also times where you have to push. Like Charity and I were sharing last week that, we had a couple of weeks where we just constantly, like, the days went so fast. We had so many ideas. We were inspired and kind of developing this. But then it was like last week, both of us were kind of like, okay, we'll get this done, but I kind of not feeling it. So I kind of need not a break from my normal everyday things, but doing, you can't just go all the time either.
Right.
But
I agree. We'll burn out, for sure. It will become toxic. But I think that part of what makes that possible is that you two have each other, or that I have Erin. I have Sherilyn and Nicole, and between the four of us, I mean, Erin is my success partner, but it is the group of us four that really we just share ideas, and we bounce things off of each other. And when one's having a bad day, we lift each other up. And really, if you don't have a success partner in this business, in my opinion, I think you are doomed to fail because it's you being at it alone. I don't think is how it's supposed to be. I think we're supposed to do this together. And I think that's what makes us different. I think that's what makes us better is because we have a team of partners, accountability partners that really, you know, they help you keep perspective. You know, if you don't have a spouse that what you would consider to be your accountability partner, then having other close women that are on your team, or even not on your team, you know, it doesn't have to be. It can be on a completely like a sister team, like what ours is. Then it definitely makes it more doable on those weeks that you're having such a hard time.
Exactly. And I just love that about our business is that there's so many other girl bosses in our business, in our community that, you know, we always have each other to count on, to hold each other, lift each other up and, you know, help each other get ideas. And Hillary and I, we just started this because one day we were on the phone and we're like, oh my gosh, we need to share this with people. And, oh, let's do a call. Oh, wait, no, let's live stream and let's make this a weekly thing and help more people who are trying to grow a business, even if it's not with Beachbody. Help them, you know, be a part of our community and lift them up and not make excuses and, you know, accomplish their goals. And what I love about you, Meaghan, is that you are pretty much living the life that Hillary and I were living when we first started 7 years ago. You know, we didn't sleep. I remember sending messages to Hillary. She's 3 hours ahead of me. And I'm like, dude, I'm really tired. I'm ready to go to bed. You're 3 hours ahead of me. Do you ever sleep?
Erin gets texts from me at like 3 a.m. She's like, why are you messaging me at 3 a.m.? It's just what we do. Like if something pops into my head, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta message Erin. And then I'll just quick do it. And then she'll wake up and she'll all these text messages from me at like 3, 4, 5. It's funny. But we don't have that time difference like you guys do. So that I'm sure is a whole other dimension of crazy.
Yeah, it's funny, but
it is cute.
I'm so proud of you for not making excuses and being the leader that you are. And just
I appreciate that. I think our team right now is in a season of transition now. I don't know if you picked up, we're kind of revamping the way we do things. I think, you know, Erin and I, we came to a discussion a couple weeks ago that really, you know, we worked so hard this last year, and I feel like our growth hasn't really been as much as we thought it would be. And so we're doing some really new exciting training. So like I'm doing the Jessie training with Facebook, and we're doing all this new stuff with New Wave, and we're learning so much and we're growing. That makes us so much more excited and passionate about this because we're growing as a team now, and we've got all these new ideas that we're going to start bringing in come October. And so with the 4 of us, we're really just, with our 4 brains together, we're doing so much more than we could do by ourselves. So there's a lot of new changes coming down the pike, but it's exciting, and it's really going to help our team to grow and have a solid foundation. So we're excited for that. And you know, there's a team for growth. There's a team for you know, focusing on more, you know, being an individual, but now we're more focusing on the team, which I think separates you as a leader. When you get to the point where you're focused on your team more than you're focused on yourself, that says something about you as a leader. And I think that if you can see the grand scheme of where your team is going, it's so much more important than just yourself and where you are at. And you know, it's a whole mind shift change, which we are really excited about. So.
Okay, well, we have a question coming through from your business partner. Erin, and this is for all 3 of us. Okay, so Erin is asking, what do you do when you've done that grind for 3 or more years and not make progress? She says she's all about making sacrifices, but how long? So do we each want to answer that question? Or maybe just Hillary and I, since she's your partner.
Sure. And and you guys have been coaching longer, so maybe you guys have more.
Well, I would say just for, you know, in 3 years, if you feel like you're dragging your feet, I think it goes back to kind of what Meaghan just said is, you know, you revamp the things you're doing, and you take, it's almost like taking your failure, which isn't really a failure, and if you're feeling stagnant, it's because you're stuck, you know, because you're not learning or you're not growing or you're not changing things up. It's a constant, I do the same basic things I did when I started, but my day looks completely different. My trainings look different. My videos look different from when I first started. You know, everything that I do has evolved, and I'm constantly learning and constantly growing because as a leader, as somebody who wants to inspire people, I can't get stagnant because then I'm bored. You know, it's boring, you know, and you have to keep people excited, and you have to find new ways for you to find excitement so that you can inspire people and help them grow too, I think, you know.
Exactly. And I think how I would answer is that I think for me in my own business, and Hillary and I have talked about this, is that I feel like I was sharing all about how great the workouts were, but I kind of missed sharing about the business, which is why we're doing these Girl Bosses Unplugged every single Monday, because this is how we pay our bills. We are full-time coaches, and we, like the National Wake Up Call today, I loved that call. She's like, you are being selfish if you don't show up and share the business. And, you know, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, you know, I think that the messaging needs to be about fitness, but also you need to share about the business and how it's helping you pay the bills and how you're able to go on these vacations and how it's changed your life. Because if nobody knows that you are a fitness coach, a business coach, that you help other girl bosses change their lives with the fitness or the business, then how are they ever going to know? You're just going to have a bunch of discount coaches joining you, which is awesome, but you need to have girl bosses and guy bosses joining you to build volume, to build your business. And for me, that is a missing piece.
And I think what Erin and I were talking about too is more talking about our avatars, and we're still trying to pinpoint with more of the level 2 targeting and stuff like that as to how to really pinpoint, you know, narrow down exactly who we want to direct our messages at. And we're still learning those things too. So I think that just being, you know, if you're trying to market to everyone, you're going to end up marketing to no one, right? So I think that maybe that's what I had been guilty of doing in the past. So I think as the 4 of us are learning, and then we're going to disseminate all that to our teams, then we can really narrow down who we want to attract so that we can just attract the business builders if that's what we need. And then from there, build that solid foundation. But, you know, it's like everything else with this business, it just takes time and patience, you know, and that's the key, is trying to stay consistent and have the patience level. With having kids, you think that my patience level would be more.
Yeah. Patience plus ambition is what gives you success. You know, it's really it. And gosh, even, you know, my boys, where they're at, they're a little easier now, but I had little ones, you know, and I had 2 little ones at the time. And I could have easily, you know, not done, you know, 100%. And I could have I wouldn't be sitting here if I had done that. And to me, it meant more to lose a few hours of sleep every night so I could give those things to not just me, but my coaches, my team, the people that I was, you know, telling, you know, I'm going to do this. I didn't want to let them down. I didn't want to, you know, I wanted those goals, and I wanted to be home with my children, and I wanted to give them, you know, that. And it wasn't just about fitness. Fitness was just where it started. And, you know, that's really the catalyst of what changed my life. So sharing that whole package is really important, and I know you do it well, and I know Charity does it really well. And it's you know, wanting, whether they're doing Beachbody or not, you know, I want to see women, you know, I talk to so many women that don't believe in themselves, and they make excuses, and, you know, they're at that point where they're new mothers, or, you know, going through life changes, and they just kind of dig their head in the sand and get stuck.
Right. Yeah. And another thing I was thinking of is that you just, you know, you might not be like really excited about the paycheck that you're getting because you want more and your goals are more, but you know what? Be proud of that paycheck and share that, because, you know, even if it's, you know, a littler amount or a bigger amount, that's still a lot more than most people are making in this business. So celebrate your successes. Celebrate, you know, being able to fill up the car, you know, or buy groceries or pay off that credit card or whatever. Like, toot your own horn and be proud of it. Even if you don't think it's amazing, somebody else will be inspired by that.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I need to work on that too. I think that,
Yeah.
you know, because this is a very much a full-time business for me, although I do work at, you know, outside of the home as an NP, which is it's still the same concept of helping people and serving others, which I love. I think that that's just, I love still being an NP. So I think that, you know, finding those benefits and sharing them more frequently will help with all of us. I think we all, as a team, we all need to talk about coaching and how it's changed our lives. And if we can do that, then we can really show others that you can join our team, you can get these benefits. And I think another really important thing too is just the community and the family. Like, you know, oh my goodness, I wonder if she's sleeping. You know, I don't have, you know, a gajillion friends. I really just have a really small network of women that I talk with on a daily basis. But they're all coaches, and it's all because of Beachbody. And I think that really, to me, has given me a family, because when you're home all day, like after Charlie's birth, and he was so sick for so long, I quit my job at Hopkins. I stayed full-time at home with him to take care of him. And I became very alone. Because I didn't have that work family. You know, I wasn't with my other medical colleagues. And so I kind of lost that. Then, you know, after he got better and was getting more healthy, I started kind of putting my foot in different hospitals and working. I took a job at Maryland, just very per diem. And I was able to be around other people outside of the home, which was nice. But then when I found coaching, I was like, oh my gosh, now I have this family of women and men who we all love this stuff. We live, eat, and breathe this stuff. And it was so cool to be able to have these, you know, people that are on your team that just share this passion with you. And it makes every day so much better, because I know I'm not going at it alone, because I have my friends. You know, and we all share our struggles, but if it weren't for Beachbody, I would not have my 3 best friends. I wouldn't. So it makes it really special. So if I can share that with someone who may be a postpartum mom who's decided to stay home, who is a professional but is now going to be a stay-at-home mom, and they need companionship and friendship, that's what I like to promote too. As you know, alone, you know, apart from the monetary benefit, which is great, but really it's just the community that makes it so nice and just what keeps me going forward.
I found my best friends in Beachbody that I never thought I would have. So in their family, you know, as opposed to just friends. And, you know, we genuinely push each other and care for each other and make sure that, you know, we check. Oh my God, that's so sweet. So it is. It's been, you know, the whole package, you know, I keep saying that, but it really, for me and Charity, we were both feeling that way, really alone and kind of, and stuck, you know, and not wanting to feel that way. And, you know, people like Charity and many of my coach friends that I've been friends with since the beginning, and, you know, new people that come along, they're all like us. And so should we wrap it up so she can get put her daughter for bed?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's so funny. I'm going to tell you this funny thing. I think I've told Erin. I think I've told my Erin, Sherilyn, and Nicole, but there are some nights where she'll be up so often that I can't be down on my desktop. So what I do is I bring all my paperwork upstairs, and literally I wear my husband's headlamp that he uses for when he's like out at night, right? I wear the headlamp in bed while she's laying, because I co-sleep. She's never been in a crib. So anyway, I sleep with her. She's laying next to me. I'm sitting up with a headlamp on doing my work. So she's used to, like, you know, YouTube's going off and like headlamps and lights. So this is probably why she felt right at home falling asleep. It's hilarious, the things we do. But yes, I'm guilty of doing the headlamp in a dark bedroom.
And well, that's focus, you know, that's focus, and that's, you know, ambition and finding a way to make it work. no matter what, because it's your goal, it's what you want, what you're working toward. And I think that's, a really good last thought to leave it with. And, you want to add some more to that, Charity, before we wrap it up today?
Yeah, I just want to add in, we do have another topic. I think we should talk about it next week, is constantly being in the mindset for revamping ourselves and always being willing to change and tweak things, because Erin is asking another question about, revamping and stuff. So we'll save that topic for next week. And I just want to really say how proud I am of you, Meaghan, for being the girl boss that you are, for showing up every single day, for being an example to your entire team, to me as your upline, and really just being willing to share your story here with us today. I am really proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking me to be on. I'm sorry we had our visitor. I figured it's just typical for her to want to come down, which is totally fine, because this is my life. So, right, it's authentic Meaghan.
It's real life. We're moms. We work at home, and we do it so we can have that freedom, to do that. And that's part of your why. And, it's what we do. We're moms and we're real, and, this is life, and we still get to get things done, and there's no excuses. And I love that. I'm really happy to, meet you in person on Zoom. And I'm thankful that you shared your story, because I know that there's other people listening who, they've heard Charity and I's story. So it was really awesome for you to take the time today to, your busy schedule, to sit and share that with everyone today.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for asking me to be on.
I appreciate it. And thank you, Coach. I'm so grateful you found me. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you.
Oh, well, you pushed me more than, anything, and encouraged me, and always were there for an ear. So I'm thankful for all of that. And so I appreciate you, both of you ladies. And as always, anybody that is willing to be a girl boss and not accept excuses, and, take control of their life and really create, the life that you want to live, and work hard for it. So thanks, ladies.
Thank you. And a quick shout out to my girl, Erin. I love you.
Hi, Erin.
I love you so much. I can't do this without Erin. Erin is my brain. We are one brain.
She said her baby's sleeping on her right now, too.
Oh, when we were doing live events, we would sit in dark rooms. That's why we could never go live on our live events, because we were always in a dark room getting our babies to bed. So we would take pictures of ourselves, like with sleeping babies on our chests. And so it's, we definitely are living dual lives. So that's why I think we relate so well to each other. But I can't do this without her. I refuse to do this without her.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what it takes to be a girl boss. If anybody is watching and you wonder, oh, how are you successful? It's because we don't make excuses. We're not willing to live mediocre lives. We're willing to raise the bar and work every day when it is hard, every night, and not sleep, give up a lot of things to be successful. And it's worth it to be at home with our kids every day, living the dream life. And I'm very proud to be a girl boss. I'm proud to be a part of this girl boss community. I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you,
ladies. And so till next week, Charity.
Yes. Till next week, maybe we'll have another girl boss join us.
Maybe so.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye. Let me stop recording.